Yes, guys, we're back again with another episode of Barber Talks. My name is Michael, also known as MJose Cuts, and today I've got a special guest with me. His name is Namz.
Hi
He
guys,
also goes by the name of Barber Namz.
Barber Namz. You can find me on Instagram, guys, at barber.namz. Yeah, feel free to check out my Instagram.
Namz, Balasuni,
Alhamdulillah, balasi.
Ami Balasi. Guys, if you didn't know, that was Bengali, a little dialogue of us speaking, saying how he was, asking how he was, and him responding, saying he's good. And I believe Alhamdulillah means
Alhamdulillah
Alhamdulillah,
is like a
all thanks
term in
to,
Arabic, yeah, which all of us Muslims use.
yeah,
You don't need to be obviously Bengali to use it.
yeah.
Pakistani use it, Indians, anyone is Muslim, even Moroccan, Chinese, English people as well.
Yeah.
You can use it as well. Which means thank God.
Yeah, I thought so.
Thank God I'm okay.
No
Stuff
worries.
like that, yeah.
Thank you, man.
That's it.
Again, Dundaba. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
How do you feel?
That means thank you, guys.
Yeah, Dundaba. Guys, by the way, I'm taking lessons off him, so
Yeah.
I'm feeling a bit more Bengali by the day. So, how do you feel being on here today, man? How's everything?
It feels a pleasure, to be honest.
Yeah?
To be honest, I was looking forward to this kind of show, to be honest. I've been meaning to do a podcast for a while as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, yeah, it feels a pleasure, yeah. It's a pleasure.
Perfect. Great to have you on.
Thank you, man.
Today we're going to kind of get behind the scenes of who Namz is, Barber Namz, and get the people, the viewers, to understand a bit more behind you as a barber. So I've got a few questions. We're going to get into it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so Namz, what would you prefer me to call you? Namz or Barber Namz?
Namz is fine.
Namz,
yeah.
Cool. So how did your journey start in terms of barbering?
Okay, so it started back in 2019. 2019, yeah. Just before I was starting college. I think I met a young barber around my age group, who's been cutting hair. He's my age. He's been cutting hair, and I was just when I went to go get a haircut from him, and I was just shocked, like how a young barber can do this. Like he's cutting hair and making money at the same time, and it just looks so fun as well. You're cutting hair and you're making money at the same time, so you're doing something as well as enjoying it and making money on top of that, which was I was just like, wow, I want to do this as well. So from then, I was just like, cool. I got some advice of him. He told me watch YouTube videos of people cutting hair. I'm just like, cool, let's do that then. And then I have a local barbers down the road from me who's been cutting my hair as well, like here and there. Well, they've been cutting me since I was young. And I went to them saying, do you mind taking on an apprentice? They knew me from young. They said, cool, come through. I've been going there every day, just standing next to them, watching how they cut hair, stuff like that. And then one time I brought my friend in to cut his hair, and oh boy, that was a disaster. That was a disaster, yeah. I was like, yeah, I will bang this out. I'm gonna bang this out, bro. Yeah, fam, I got this. Man took his fade all the way up here, bro.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. He was angry to the point where I was just like, wow. It was crazy, man. But look, I didn't let that put me down.
Yeah, of course.
I still carried on. I still carried on watching them. And yeah, I've been going on and keep going on. And yeah, that's it. I think from then I became their apprentice. Okay. So I just kept watching how they cut hair. And they're called A1 Barbers in Ilford Lane. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Interesting. So how long have you been cutting hair for?
How long? Coming up to 6 years now.
6
years, yeah.
Wow.
6 years. So wait, 2019. Yeah, coming up to 6 years.
If you don't mind, can I also ask how old you are as well?
How old? I'm 22.
22,
yeah.
6 years.
So I started at 16.
16,
yeah.
Wow. I want to obviously understand as well how the decision was taken, obviously, in becoming a barber in your household. Did they take that well?
Oh, okay. So I live in a Bengali household.
Yeah.
So we're all Bengali in my house. when I first told my mom and dad that, oh yeah, I want to be a barber, they were thinking in their head, well, in our Bengali community back in Bangladesh, barbers are looked down on. They're not a good job to do. They're just looked down on. Like, people don't respect barbers. So yeah, I know it's
Why?
confusing. It's confusing.
Complicated, but carry on. Yeah.
Look, it's just a look down on job,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
stuff like, oh yeah, he's a barber, stuff like that. Yeah, and so when I first told them, they were like, I think my mum and dad that were talking, they were like, let him do what he wants, he'll give up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's why they didn't stop
Yeah.
it while they had the chance. They just thought, let him do it, he'll give up. Don't worry, it's fine, he'll give up. He's not gonna make it. Yeah, stuff like that. Look, like I said, I told my mum and dad, watch when I make it. I'm gonna come up to you guys and say, I told you so.
I told you so.
I told you so.
Rightfully.
But look, if they knew like it was gonna come to this stage, they would have probably stopped it from there and then. But I just feel like, look, he's young. They just thought like, look, he's young, let him do it. Let him just see, look, it's hard, you won't be able to do it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I'll come to my senses saying, yeah, this is not good.
Wow.
I'll go look for something else. But look, here I am now.
There you are.
Yeah, here I am now.
You overcame a challenge that was within family to obviously getting to this point. So props to you, man.
Yeah.
So Nams, let me ask you, if you weren't a barber, had you not been a barber, what would you be doing?
What would I be doing? So in school, I really enjoyed media, and I also did it in college as well. And I completed a level 2 diploma on media. I really enjoyed like editing videos, on like editing software on like IMAX, like for example Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, Photoshop, all of that. I really enjoyed doing that. Really enjoyed making like music videos. I was quite good at it as well. I think if I did it now, I'd probably forget. I probably forgot everything, but I was enjoying it back then. I enjoyed filming. I enjoyed putting it all on the computer. So maybe something to do with the media.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something to do with that, yeah. And I also liked a bit of drama as well.
Yeah.
Acting, media, all of that, yeah.
I think for a lot of us who kind of see Nams off the camera, we wouldn't be too surprised considering the kind of personality you give us. So that's totally believable.
Yeah.
So Nams, I want to kind of get into your faith and background a little bit more.
Okay.
So would you say your faith or background has had a part to playing into where you are right now, of it keeping you grounded, and realizing maybe you see how you said you had to basically, to some extent, have a strong mind to keep pushing regardless of what you were hearing. Do you think maybe that extra strength could have came from your faith at all? That's what I was trying to ask.
Oh yeah, that as well. During like prayers, when I'm praying, I do ask, look, obviously you ask for success, you ask for this, you ask for what's best for you, and you ask God, you ask Allah, send me what's best for me. So yeah, look, when you do your prayers, sometimes you say your prayers also helped at the same time, not just your skill set, your prayers as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. And what's one thing, when I say one thing, I mean as in terms of advice, would you say that stood with you until this very day that you've learnt within barbering?
During my journey, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Even if you're at the point of saying, I don't want to do this, don't give up. That was me. I was at the point where I was like, stop doing this. Look, even if you got that mind saying, I want to give up, just don't. Like, keep doing it. Keep going at it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep messing up people's hair. Keep it. Like, just keep messing up people's hair. Don't stop. Like, look, how do you think footballers got to where they were? They didn't stop. How do you think Ronaldo? Look, you can use anyone's example. Like, look, you can put it in any scenario. Being a pilot, being what? A professional biker, being a professional footballer. It all works. Just don't stop. Keep going at it. Keep practicing. Just do what you can and don't give up. That's it. That's my advice. Just don't give up.
Okay.
And this is said, if I can do it, you can too. Yeah, and that saying is true. If I can do it, you can do. You can do it too.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So you guys,
That's
I'm
it.
picking up. He's inspiring, you know. So Nams, I want to kind of get onto a big thing that's trending today
Okay.
within the barbering world,
Yeah.
and that's enhancements. So, what are your thoughts on enhancements?
My thoughts
Are
on
you for it
enhancements.
or you against it?
Okay. I am both.
Yeah.
And I'll say why. I'm for it because picture this day and age now, it's all to do with enhancements.
Yeah.
I even get it myself. Because people have thin corners. Same with me. Look, these corners are thin. I need enhancements to make that stand out.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So I get it myself. But the problem is when you're doing enhancements, my advice is make sure the shape up is sharp. Put the enhancements over it. Because people tend to just do a shape up which is not sharp, and when they put the enhancements on it, then it looks sharp. And then when they go home and shower, they're coming up like this. So where did this bit go? Where did that bit go? Why is it so like zigzaggy now?
Yeah.
That black spray just made that straight line, and then when they go scrub it off at home, you're just like, what the hell did they just do now? Where did my shape up go? So look, I'm both. Like, if you're gonna use enhancements, do the haircut properly, and then use enhancements.
Talking of advantage, would you say then, do you think a lot of barbers have run off a reputation of hair enhancements and gotten far with it?
Of course, enhancements actually helped a lot of people get in that sharpness. You see, I saw this picture the other day. The whole side was just blasted off with color.
You're lying.
It's crazy. Like, people use enhancements, and you can just see. That's the reason why clients are going to them, because it looks sharp from there. But when they go, they get a messed up haircut and a bent shape up like that, and that enhancement is covering that bent bit.
Shameful.
So it's helped out a lot.
Yeah.
It's helped out a lot in terms of these young barbers using it as well. In terms of getting customers.
Okay.
In terms of sharpness. So basically, Photoshop. It's basically real life Photoshop.
So we're saying we're having a lot of Photoshop barbers. Not to say like you're hating or anything,
nah,
but just hating. To say this is what we're seeing.
This is what we're seeing. Like, young barbers using it and attracting a lot of customers out there to come to them, and then they see different results. So look, my advice to young barbers out there: work on your consistency.
Yeah.
Then you can start adding things on top.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I did it.
Okay. Take note, young barbers, for all those who are trying to become barbers that are watching.
A bit of a drink, guys.
That's all right, man. So, Nams, would you say you're satisfied so far with what you've acquired from barbering?
Will you say that again?
Would you say you're satisfied with what you've acquired from barbering so far?
To see where I was before to where I am now, yes, but you should always have that mentality. You don't want to stop learning. You always want to continue learning. Just think yourself as a learner, still a learner. You're still a learner. You're still learning. Otherwise, if you think you're at it, you won't get better. I'm still learning. The best barber in the world is still learning. For example, like, take Barber Zach, for example.
Okay.
If you don't know him, Celebrity Barbers in Romford Road in Manor Park. He's probably one of the best barbers in East London. But he'll say it himself. He's probably one of the most humble guys I've ever met. He'll say it himself. We're still learning. Everyone's still learning. You can be the best barber and you can still learn.
Okay.
So take notes. You still learn, man. Don't think you're at that stage where you don't need to learn anymore, because everyone continues to learn, even if you're professional.
I agree.
Yeah.
Outside of financial standpoint, obviously, a lot of us, again, like I said, we know you to have quite a personality, people in the shop,
Okay.
just maybe in general, people who know Namz.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, Namz is still right now, but outside camera, he's a character. So
should meet Bills.
you should, oh, here we go, guys.
should
We'll
meet
save
Bills.
we'll save your extra episode one day for that one too.
Oh.
But outside of the financial standpoint, because we all know you're very passionate, you're a very passionate individual in many aspects. How important are your customers to you outside the financial standpoint?
Look, you can lose a customer, you can keep a customer. Main thing is like a recurring customer that comes back to you. Reason why he's coming back to you is because of your consistency, because of the customer service you provide him. Because look, what I learned in barbering is just not about cutting hair. It's also like a therapy as well. Like, imagine someone's having a bad day and you're talking to them, you're giving them advice, and you're cutting their hair at the same time, and you're talking to them at the same time, giving them advice. So you have the ability to make someone's day better, basically. So that's how it is for a returning customer. Because you said that to them, because you provided that to them, you gotta return your customers like that. Look, they look after you as much as you look after them. It's like that.
Okay. So how would your customers describe Namz or Barber Namz?
How I am cutting their hair.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. So look, they see me as a normal person just cutting their hair and making their day better.
Yeah.
But in terms of like my outside life, I'm not too sure.
Okay. Let me put it like this: your personality,
my personality,
when you're cutting their hair.
Yeah.
How do you think they view your personality whilst you're cutting their hair? Do you think they would have? If I was to get one of your main customers that come in every week to give a quick description of you, a quick phrase.
Okay.
How do you think they describe you?
I feel like they'll say Namz is a cool guy.
Okay.
I feel like they'll say that. He's my guy. Like I reckon they'll say that as well. Which I've heard it before as well.
Yeah.
I've heard them say, "Oh yeah, look, you're sick, yeah, but Namz is my guy." Stuff
no
like
doubt.
that. Yeah. I've heard it before. So I reckon they'll say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I've seen your social media so far. You've been quite fortunate to cut certain individuals, certain personnels.
Yeah.
Could you tell me a bit about this?
Okay, so this is where promotion comes into place. Now that you've actually got your skill set up, you can now go out trying to trim a few influencers, a few celebrities, stuff like that. So look, this is where customers play a big part as well. You never know who sits in your chair. That customer will sit down, he might say, "Oh, I know Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, you want to cut him? I'll bring him to you." Stuff like that. So customers play a big part. "Oh, I'm Ronaldo's agent. Did you know that?" Stuff like that. So you just never know who walks in that chair, walks into that shop, and sits on that chair now. So I'd go out DMing people on Instagram, a few like blue tick people, and wait for a response. If they respond, sick. So out a day for them to come in, trim them. There's your promotion. If they like you, they might be returning. So
okay.
Take Big Toes for example. I DM'd him, and he seemed to like how I trimmed him, and he's keep coming back now.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's now a regular of mine, Big Toes. And same with like Slim. You've heard of Slim?
Yeah.
Slim, the boxer in the KSI, the Misfits fights basically. He was fighting in one of the undercards. He was like one of the main fights in the event, and I happen to know someone that knows Slim, so that's how I say customers play a big part in. They might know a few big people.
Yeah.
For example, Mumsy Stranger. He's a regular of ours in this shop. I become close with him, and he happened to know Slim, and he sorted out Slim for me.
Wow.
So look, I trimmed Slim in the hotel, and it was a good experience to see the hotel Like it was very, you know, when you go inside that hotel and you get that Dubai scent in your
Yeah.
in your nostrils, you're just like, wow, I'm in a rich place.
Wow, high living.
Yeah, high
Yeah,
living
yeah.
place. I'm just like, wow. So
Yeah.
look, barbering, a lot of opportunities come your way as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, have you ever thought about, again, I want to go into Bangladesh because obviously I know you're of a Bangladesh heritage.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about taking your craft back to Bangladesh for maybe a pop-up or a mini collaboration at all?
Okay. I've actually I've actually trimmed in Bangladesh as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've trimmed a few of my cousins who live out there, and I just wanted to show them how a cut in London looks like compared to how a cut in Bangladesh looked like. You see, Bangladesh, they do have good barbers out there, but sometimes these barbers, but I don't blame them. They're using rubbish clippers and trimmers, Philip clippers they're using,
Yeah.
and the only guards they use is like a 1 and 2, and the rest is all scissors. The scissors is their main thing in Bangladesh as well. So I actually did take my work over there
Yeah.
and provide it over there as well because I
Okay.
did want to show how a trim in London looks like, and that's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Being in London, obviously,
yeah,
again, Bengali.
yeah.
Do you feel represented in the barbering industry as a young Bangladeshi or no?
Say that again.
So obviously you being in London,
Mm-hmm.
being from Bangladesh, being a young barber,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel represented within the barbering industry as a young Bangladeshi barber?
Yes, of course. Like I said, look, um, shout out to Bangladesh as well.
Yeah,
I'm I'm proud because obviously I'm standing out my country as well at the same time, saying, look, us Bengalis can be good barbers as well. Us Asians can be good barbers as well. As Muslims can be good barbers as well. So I'm basically playing a part to represent, if you get what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
On that note as well, Bangladesh onek sundu.
Which
So
means Bangladesh is very beautiful.
yeah, on that note as well.
Yeah.
So I want to also give my shout outs to Bangladesh as well. I see barbers like you obviously making a huge step and a huge movement
Mm,
for the whole country.
yeah.
So props. Um, so Nams, I want to kind of look at, down the line in terms of your vision. If you could change one thing about the barbering industry right now,
Mm.
what would you change? Whether it's
Well,
the UK, whether it's worldwide.
what would I change? Very good question. Um, in terms what in like it's a very good question because a lot of barbers do have a few things they want to change. Um, schools,
Schools.
barbering schools. There is a lot out there, but like in terms of like a lot of people are money hungry for it. They want to showcase their work, but they hungry for money at the same time, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So giving it back basically to the community, free courses, which there are places that provide it, but only eligible if it's funded. So basically, what I would change is free courses,
Mm.
free courses to the young barbers who are trying to get into the industry. So maybe not entirely free, but like a taster, which is provided, but like a bit more extended, if you get what I mean.
Okay.
So that's one thing I would like to change. There are a few more other things, but it's not in my mind right now.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. All right. Nams, I want to finish off as well by
Okay.
asking you one more question.
Okay.
And that question is, how would you like to be remembered? How would you like to be remembered? As a barber, or more importantly, as a man?
Yeah. I would like to be remembered as that barber who helped, who's good as a man
Yeah,
and good as a barber as well at the same time.
yeah,
So both at the same time, in terms of providing a good haircut, providing good customer service, providing good quality, and being a friend as well at the same time, being that person's like guy at the same time. But yeah, that's how I would like to be remembered, both as a man and as a barber.
Perfect. Very, very deep words. Nams, thank you so much for your time today. I
Pleasure. Of
hope you've also had quite some time as well being here.
course.
We hope to see you again soon and maybe get your funny friend you mentioned who's apparently like you or worse.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thanks for coming. This has been Barber Talks. Thank you, Nams.
No.